Hi everyone, meteorologist Matt Gray. Wow, what a change in our weather. And that's why here on this Thursday, December 15th, December 15th, I'm back on with another kind of deep dive into what we're looking at for what looks like a very busy week of weather ahead. Last Sunday, I was telling you about how it looked like it was going to be pretty cold. But then the cold weather decided that it was not going to show up for a little while, and it's not often that we see such drastic changes in the forecast. But this is a messy one. In fact, it is messy enough that Chris Crocker showed you this starting on Wednesday night, where there were three possible scenarios heading into that crucial kind of holiday travel time. Right before the Christmas holiday, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that. So as I've looked at some of the data today, I'm probably leaning towards number two as the best fit here, the way things have played out for today, but there is still lots of uncertainty in this forecast. I'm going to explain a little bit of why. We're going to look at some data, and we will be probably running this back as we go into Sunday, which is when the snow will, looks like already, is going to be falling. So some heavier snow, and that's not just we're going to be dumping snow all in one day. It's going to be a series of days where that will add up to potentially some pretty heavy snow around the region, followed by some chilly weather, at least for a couple of days. That seems to be kind of the best fit, the way that I see the data right now. Look, the whole issue here is because of this Arctic front that's going to be coming down. The problem is the computers have not been able to really nail down where that Arctic front is going to stop. And so that has become the real problem. And so look at our temperature spread as we get into kind of when that front comes down. So the front's going to start to come down on Sunday, so there's some pretty good agreement there. But as we go into Monday, these are our low temperatures, by the way, so the coldest weather we'll see throughout the day. But you can see the spread here goes anywhere between 24 at the highest, 0 at the lowest here for Monday, and the most likely scenario is anywhere still a really big spread, anywhere between 18 and 4 degrees. So this is really, and here I'm going to go ahead and put this full screen so you folks can see it a little bit better. And then the spread gets even more crazy as we go into Tuesday, as we go into Wednesday, as we go into Thursday. Already talked about this in another story about how the iPhone weather app said it was going to be 23 below zero next Thursday. Not going to see that, but there is still quite a spread from 28 all the way down to 15 below, with sub-zero weather still a possibility, a decent possibility, Wednesday and Thursday this coming week, and maybe even Tuesday. But it looks like Wednesday, Thursday, those look like the days where if we see any sub-zero cold, that's going to be it. But certainly not trending nearly as cold as what we were, say, 2-3 days ago, where it looked like we were going to be stuck in the freezer for a while. Instead, we have a much more dynamic weather pattern, which is going to cause lots of travel trouble as we go through the week and into the Christmas holiday weekend. Now, all the computer models trending for a warming trend as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but more wet weather and adverse travel conditions are going to go along there for the ride. So that is a huge temperature spread that we're still looking at. Same goes for our high temperatures. I mean, look at this. This is Tuesday. Anywhere from 31 to 9, most likely. The total spread is between 38 and 3. I mean, how can you make sense out of all of this? And so we're kind of just putting it down the middle right now in our forecast, and that is what we're going to continue to be doing here, at least for the near future. But we have a kind of a better idea of the overall pattern and what we can expect, and we're just going to start to kind of narrow down the details, right? That's going to be what's most important. So as this Arctic front comes down on Sunday into Monday, we're going to see that snow up around the I-90 corridor, and depending on how far that front comes down, that's either going to push the snow down to the Tri-Cities, to the LC Valley, and create quite a bit of snow there as we go into Monday and Tuesday, or it's going to stay pushed further north, and then Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are going to end up getting a lot of snow pushed over the metro. This, at least this particular model I'm showing you, the GFS American model, is probably the coldest solution here. you could see another system comes in on Tuesday, and this is what we call overrunning. So you have that Arctic cold air, it's heavy, it sinks down near the ground. You have the warmer air from these storms that are coming in, and that warmer air is riding up over the cold air, so it's rising, right? Rising air, clouds, precipitation, and in this case, because it's so darn cold, it's snow. And there is potential for a decent amount of snow, or at least light to moderate steady accumulations Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, maybe even dragging out into Thursday. So these are the kind of issues that we're likely going to be dealing with, but it all depends on where that Arctic front is. Now, this does try and make another push as we get into kind of that Wednesday, Thursday time frame, which is one of the reasons why those temperatures are trending lower overall, even though we can't exactly nail down just how chilly it's going to be. But they will be colder than the other days we're going to see in the upcoming forecast. Another system comes in, it really starts to warm things up, and we may even switch over from snow to rain before we start unwrapping presents. But that is a long way away from now, and there's still plenty of time to change things. But we know early in the week, we're going to have that Arctic front nearby, and that is going to be dumping snow, at least for some of us, around the area. So that is kind of our simulation in the weather computer. We want to take a look at some individual forecast models and some of the ensemble work and kind of show you what we're looking at right now. So we just showed you a little bit of this, and yeah, let's see. Yeah, so this is another version here of what we just showed you. You can see these narrow lines. These are pressure lines, these black lines. And so when they're all bunched together like this, that's going to show you where that Arctic front shows up. And so you can see it gets down to right around Spokane as we get into Monday, and you can see where the snow is. Over the Blue Mountains, over the LC Valley, the Tri-Cities, and then over towards the Bitterroot Valley of Missoula in Montana. And so that is the snow zone, at least for this particular run of the GFS. And that Arctic front just kind of stays there. So this is probably a drier pattern for us, but when the snow does come around, then it would be, well, heavier snow because it is going to be so cold. That ups the snow ratio. So you're going to get more snow out of the same amount of moisture. You can kind of see how things develop there. Tuesday and Wednesday, that second push of the front, and then that warmer storm that comes in. Now, the other model we're taking a look at, which actually starts out very similar, so that is a good sign. At least for Sunday, we're starting to see some consensus here in the weather model, so that is a good thing. So we do know it's going to be snowy for the end of the weekend, and we're going to have to keep an eye on things for the Monday morning commute. And once again, I want you to watch this Arctic front. This is the EU, ECMWF, European model. You notice that the Arctic front stays well up to the north here. And so look what happens as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. That really kind of allows some of the snow to push further north. And so even though the snow is not as heavy as we go into Monday and Tuesday, by Wednesday and then on into Thursday, this warmer scenario really cranks up the snow machine across the North Idaho mountains into western Montana and in the northern half of our viewing area in eastern Washington. So there's still, you know, it's somewhat similar, but there's quite a bit of differences here. And then look at this. So we go into Thursday, that's a snowy pattern and a warm pattern as well. And you can see by the time we get to over a week from now, we're talking about snow turning into rain as warmer air comes in. And once again, it's all about this Arctic front. Let's look at some ensemble work. So ensembles are all the models smashed together. We look at the average, and that's going to kind of keep us from making some sort of crazy prediction. Well, here is the American model ensemble average, the American ensemble average. And it gets pretty cold here as we get into Monday morning, flirting with sub-zero around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. That is very different from what we see at the same time for the European ensemble, where we keep this kind of temperatures in the teens and the 20s. Good snowmaking temperatures, by the way. So that is going to be something pretty interesting. Now, of course, this also doesn't account for the placement of the snow in these computer models, and so you can look here, this GFS, look at this, putting in a lot of snow because of that overrunning with the front kind of hanging by a little bit closer. You flip over here where the front, especially late in the week, is a little bit further back over western Montana, and you notice here in Spokane that the snow amounts are quite a bit less. But as you work your way further to the east, things are still pretty gnarly. So anybody going in between Montana, between Idaho, as we get into the week before Christmas time, either way you look at it, that does not look like it is going to be too pleasant, and really for the Cascades as well in either direction. So overall, I think that what we're looking at is more of a snowy pattern than a cold pattern. There still is a chance for it to be pretty darn cold as we head into the middle of next week. So right about a week from now, or rather 5 to 7 days from now. But overall, we are trending away from super cold weather and are likely trending towards probably more impactful snowy weather as we get multiple systems that'll all drop a little bit of snow each time, but those little bits of snow will add up to big snow totals by the time we get to 7 and 10, between 7 and about 10 days from now. So that is kind of the update. I'm going to come back here on Sunday. We will get some more kind of clarity on how things are going to go. At that point, I think we could start talking about some specific snow amounts with some reasonable confidence for what we can expect then for that upcoming week. So I'll see you then, and we will continue to kind of watch the models. We'll keep you updated on the 4 Days Now YouTube channel, KXLY Plus, KXLY.com, and our 4 News Now newscast for the rest of the week and the upcoming weekend. In the meantime, give us a like, give us a subscribe if you enjoyed this little bit of an extra dive into what is a very complicated forecast for the week ahead. Stay warm, stay safe. I'll talk to you again on Sunday.